Okay, safe driving tips is our next section we're going to talk about. Safe driving tips we're talking about here is different types of situations that come up when we drive. First thing is aggression. Aggression is driving with anger. We do things probably out of character. Could be speeding, running lights, tailgating, passing poorly, slamming brakes, improper gestures, yelling, honking horns, flashing lights. Tailgating is when the person behind you drives too close, right? You understand that? Improper gestures is giving the number one, right? But not with number one. Everybody understand? I don't have to do it? Okay, good. I could get in trouble for that. But certain things to understand about this is you guys have to get in the mentality of you never know what's going on in that other person's head. So that other person could be at this snapping point, right? We've all probably said things like, just one more thing that's going to put me over the top. Has everybody said that at some point? About something? And there are people that actually mean that. Like they are at that point. And then maybe something that we do to them, whether it's honk or give them the number one, may put them over the top, right? And then they'll take that out on us. No good, right? Do we need that in our life?
No, sir.
No. So just understand that you don't know what's going on in the other person's head. Chill out a little bit. How do I deal with it when it does happen? Number one is do not retaliate. It's not worth it, right? Do not make eye contact. Just avoid the eye contact. Sometimes it makes it worse. If it gets too bad, roll up the window, lock the doors. If you're feeling very uncomfortable at this point, do what? Drive away and call
911.
911.
Driveway call is like that kind of.
But you can because it's an emergency, right?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's an emergency. That is okay.
Oh.
Okay, give yourself an out is important to understand. So the person behind me is acting pretty skittish. What I would do is, as I'm pulling up, I want to leave a bunch of room in front of me. Because if all of a sudden I look in my rearview mirror and the guy puts a car in park and he's jumping out the door, if I have extra room in front of me, can I get out of there? It gives me an escape route. So understand that. And then it goes back to, again, what I said. Never underestimate, right? There's some crazy things that people do for no apparent reason. So you just never underestimate what's going through that person. Okay. How do I stop this stuff? Number one, be patient. If I can just relax, it usually ends up being okay. If I'm angry, don't drive. Because if I'm angry when I get in the car, how am I going to drive? Aggressive and angry. And then it's going to lead to some of these things. The next one's probably the most important to me. Allow time, be on time, be early, right? And I'll explain it like this. Let's say you guys set your alarm for 6:15 for school, right? We're just going to agree that we do that. My alarm goes off at 6:15. I get up, I do my normal routine. I get to work or school perfectly fine, right? So all of a sudden the next day, I wake up and you're feeling awesome for a second because you woke up, your alarm hasn't gone off, right? So you're thinking, this is sweet. I got up early before my alarm. That means I get to go right back to bed, like a little snoozy time, right? Feeling pretty good about yourself. And then you look and it's like 7:15 because you forgot to set your alarm. Now what happens? Are we freaking out? Because now we're like, I gotta hurry, I gotta go. So now is everything making me upset?
Yes.
This is what happens, right? It's the same way for me when I go to work. Like if I get up every day at 5:30. So my alarm goes off at 5:30. I wake up, I go outside, I do chores. And then I come inside, I take my shower, I feed the dog, I feed the fish, I make my wife a cup of coffee. I'm like a creature of habit. In this order. And then I get my water. Say I love you to the fams, and I leave.
You brush your teeth.
I'm sorry, I showered. I said shower. Shower and brush teeth are all the same. Not in the shower. I'm not creepy like that. I know some of you might do that. But So I leave every day by 6:40 from my house. So if I leave at 6:40, is it all good? Because I'm going to get to Carlisle by 7:20, 7:25. So do I have time for a slow driver in front of me?
No, sir. No, sir.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
I do. But if I slept in and now I left my house at 7 o'clock, I'm still going to be on time, right? But now when that person gets in front of me driving slow, am I going to start doing aggressive things like pass when I shouldn't?
Yes.
Because I want to get to work.
Yes.
So again, be early. These are important. Number one I talk about here is driving defensive. Driving defensive means always looking for problems. So when I approach an intersection, assume that the car that's pulling up that should be stopping is not going to stop, right? What am I going to do if that car doesn't stop? Am I going to speed up? Am I going to slow down? Always be thinking that, oh, there's a four-way intersection coming up, there's corn, I'm going to slow down because I think a car is going to run through there, right? Just kind of get stuff going through your head of looking for problems. Driving defensive. Highway hypnosis is a complete opposite, and I've done it. Highway hypnosis is when you kind of get in like this, I'm driving but I'm not paying attention mode. And it happens to me because I drive from Highland to Carlisle and back every day for 18 years. Is there a lot going on between those two locations? Not a lot, right? So it gets pretty boring. So as I'm driving, I'll turn left off of 127 heading towards Millersburg. And all of a sudden it's like, Mom, I'm Huron. I don't even remember going through Millersburg. Because what was I doing? I was in hypnosis mode, right?
Yes.
Did I slow down and do everything I was supposed to? Yes. But was I being a good driver? No. It's when you're driving, but you're not paying attention. You got to keep that head moving. We got to look for problems.
Kind of like when you're reading and you're reading it, but then
Yes.
it's completely don't even
Same difference, different thing. It's when you're doing something, but you're not doing it with the proper intent. It's like, oh, what was that? Get in that kind of mode. 3-second rule. 3-second rule is following distance. 3-second rule is kind of what the minimum would be. So I always tell new drivers, like 5 seconds is probably better. Bad weather, nighttime, keep adding. How does it work? Here's how it works. So I'm driving along, and the car in front of me passes a tree. So it's up there by their table. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How far behind am I? 5 seconds. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So you pick a stationary object and you count. People always ask, why don't we just call it like the 500-foot rule? Because the 5-second rule adjusts for speed, right? 500 feet does not. So that's why we use seconds. And again, as new drivers, bad weather, give yourself extra time for safety. Vehicle speed, how do I determine how fast I should go? It's based on weather. It's based on my vehicle. It's based on my tires, maybe. Do I have good brakes? Factor all that stuff together and determine how fast I should go. Based on best conditions. We understand that? Speed limit? If traffic is moving slow around me, slow down, right? Follow what traffic's doing. If traffic is moving at a good pace, flow with the traffic, right? Kind of see what's going on around you. Vehicles and trains, we've hit it, but I'll hit it again here. Railroad signs, X on the road, crosswalks, flashing lights, gates, drive careful, watch for second train, never get trapped, never shift, never race, and then understand that some vehicles have to stop at that location. If you flip to page 81, in your books you'll see a couple signs that are pretty important to understand. That's the yellow RR, that's your advanced warning. Then you see the crossbucks, those are the X's saying you're at the crossing. If there's multiple tracks, it would say there's multiple tracks underneath. If it's got warning lights, they would flash. If it's got stop arms will go down, right? There are also areas when you get out into the country where there'll be a railroad crossing with nothing. Maybe it's a train crossing in the middle of a cornfield, right? This happens. So at those where there's nothing, you have to pay attention, right? It's on you. And that's where I stopped with the other classes. So